Comic books gave us Superman's strength and Aquaman's ability to breathe underwater. Real biology already produced people who come close. On Jeju Island, off the coast of South Korea, elderly women called haenyeo dive without oxygen tanks in water, barely above freezing. Many are in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, and they've worked the same cold seafloor since childhood. They hold their breath for a minute or two, surfacing with a sharp whistle called sumbisori, then diving straight back down. In 2021, geneticist Melissa Ilardo and her team at the University of Utah studied haenyeo divers alongside non-diving women from the same island. During simulated dives, haenyeo hearts slowed down far more than the hearts of non-divers, a reflex that saves oxygen for the brain and heart. Ilardo's team also found a genetic variant common among people from Jeju Island linked to lower blood pressure, a trait that may protect divers from strokes during repeated dives and from complications during pregnancy, since haenyeo historically kept diving until the day they gave birth. UNESCO added haenyeo culture to its heritage list in 2016, partly because so few young women keep the tradition alive. Now climb from the ocean floor to the highest inhabited town on the planet. La Rinconada, Peru, sits over 5,100 meters above sea level, cut into the Andes above the tree line. Roughly 30,000 people live there permanently, mining gold in air that holds barely half the oxygen found at sea level. Anthropologist Cynthia Beale has studied Andean highlanders for decades and found a survival strategy completely different from the Sherpas. Instead of using oxygen more efficiently, many Andean natives simply carry more of it. Their blood holds far more hemoglobin than blood at sea level, sometimes over 20 grams per deciliter compared to around 15 in most people. That thicker blood carries more oxygen with every heartbeat, letting people work, farm, and mine at altitudes that would leave most visitors dizzy within minutes. Push the adaptation too far, though, and it turns dangerous. Some highlanders develop chronic mountain sickness when blood grows so thick it strains the heart instead of helping it. Altitude and cold explain traits passed through genes and generations. A single mutation can create a superhuman trait overnight. In 2004, a boy born in Berlin, Germany, made it into the New England Journal of Medicine before his 5th birthday. Doctors led by Marcus Schuelke described a child with visibly bulging muscles at birth. By age 4, he could hold 2 3-kilogram dumbbells straight out at arm's length, a feat many grown adults can't manage. His mother had been a professional sprinter, and several relatives on her side carried unusually large muscles too. The cause traced back to a mutated myostatin gene. Myostatin normally acts as a brake on muscle growth, telling the body when to stop building tissue. Without a working copy of that gene, the brake never engages, and muscle mass keeps climbing past the typical human limit. Researchers have since found similar mutations in cattle and dogs bred for extra muscle, but documented human cases stay extremely rare. Genetics builds some of these abilities before birth. Training can build others from scratch. Dutch athlete Wim Hof, born in 1959, earned the nickname the Iceman. He has climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in shorts and sat in ice baths for close to 2 hours. In 2011, researchers at Radboud University in the Netherlands injected Hof, along with volunteers he had trained, with a bacterial toxin that normally triggers flu-like symptoms. The trained group produced far more adrenaline, released fewer inflammatory proteins, and reported milder symptoms than an untrained control group. The study, published in PNAS in 2014, showed something doctors had long assumed was impossible: conscious control over parts of the immune and nervous system, usually running on autopilot. Hof's method has since drawn interest from athletes, the military, and researchers studying autoimmune disease. None of these people wear capes. Their advantages come from blood chemistry, single genes, or years of deliberate training. Haenyeo divers, Andean miners, a German child, a Dutch breathing coach, different ages, continents, decades apart, all pushing the same human body past limits most of us never test. Comic books borrowed the idea of a superhuman. Biology built the real ones first.